Welcome to my video. Thank you so much for visiting my video. And this is a raining day in Vietnam, so I just stay at home and I decided to do some video to share my knowledge and my experience related to developing the application using SpringFramework, especially using Springboot. And this is really first video related to Springboot in my channel, and I hope that it will be helpful for you to help you have the first step to in the development in the Springboot development for your application. Okay, now let's get it started. Now we will create a simple Springboot project. And firstly, I want to have some introduction why we use Springboot. Springboot includes SpringFramework with embed server like Tomcat, and there is no HTML configuration or annotation configuration. So it means that Springboot makes it easy to create Spring project and simplify Spring application development. We have some approach to create Springboot application like using Springboot CLI, use the tool, and we can use the website spring.io, Spring initializr. And in this video, I just focused on using Spring initializr to create the Springboot project. You can go to this site and create a project, choose some configuration, and then you select your dependency and download the file and import to your IDE. Okay, now we go to this site, start.spring.io, and in this site you can see there are some configuration like choose Maven or Gradle, language, the version of Springboot, and you can type group and artifact. Artifact, it means that is the group to build in the XML in the BOM file. And the package name you can choose here. You can choose Java file or Word file, and choose the Java version to generate Springboot project. And you can check in your machine what is the Java version. In this case, I can choose version 11. It is available in my computer. And the important part here, you can choose the Spring. You can choose the dependency. And in this one, you can choose any Spring parts you do in your project, like Spring Web, Spring Security, Spring Data GPA, and I will have some demonstration related to the project later. But in this video, I just focus for Spring Web to create very simple project, and we'll create the simple API for the demonstration. After configuration, we can download this project and import to your IDE to see your project structure. I use Intelij. You can use any IDE like STS or Eclipse, so on. And you can see that in this project, there are some important files. It also generated here. And it also generates the test package for you to do the unit test. And the more important file is the BOM file that is used to add more dependency for your project and very important configuration. You can see that it's at the Springboot starter. I will explain it more in another video, but in this video we just see the simple structure like this. And you can do some important things like clean and install your project, and you can do this by CMD or any tool. And if you use the Eclipse or STS, it has the different way to build it, but it also the same command like clean and install to install your dependency from Maven Central to your machine, local machine. Okay, after the build successfully, you can click run to run your project. If you use Intelij, it's easy to run this one because it recognizes this one is a Springboot project, so it can run this very quickly. You can see that the Tomcat status at port A0 because that is default port. There is no configuration for the port here, but it's default for the port A0. And you can see in the configuration to run it point to the main class. That is the main class to start your Springboot project with the annotation here. You can see in the first here is Springboot application annotation. And I have some explain more about the annotation. It include configuration, enable auto configuration, and component scan. If you're familiar with SpringFramework, you can easy to understand about the configuration. And after do this, we can have one more thing here. That is, you can see that when we run the project, it runs at the empty parts. But if you want to configure the root path, you can change it by the contact path here. And in this case, I choose the demo for the root path, and you can see the different thing happen. Tomcat static at the board with the /demo. Okay, that is the one logic I want to explain for you in this video. And the next thing, I will create a very simple controller to demo the simple REST API. I will have more explain about the REST API in the next videos. But in this video, a very simple controller, it can help you to understand how to start the project and the Spring API, Spring REST API for you. And okay, we write a very simple controller with the annotation REST controller. Yeah, we can use the REST controller annotation because we already add the dependency Spring Web MVC in the first part in this video. You can see that, and so you can use the annotation related to the Spring Web and like REST controller or guest mapping, port mapping, for example. It can help you to develop the REST API, and I will explain more in the next video. But in this one, I just create very simple API with the party hello here, and just return the string like hello. And now after create the simple controller, I can run this again, and I can take it in the browser to see how it work. Okay, with the root party demo, and when we go to this one, you can see that we get the error because there is no part here, and we can start with hello and we get the string hello. Okay, that's all about the demo for Springboot project. Yeah. Okay, that's all about how to create the Springboot project, and I hope that is really helpful for you, and you can do the first step to create the project using Springboot, and that also the really strong step to have the next step to develop the Spring application, Spring project. Yeah, once again, thank you so much. Goodbye, see you in the next video.